What's up guys, Artem MMA Analysis here, and this is my final video on the roster for UFC Road to UFC 2022, and it is actually the bonus fighters. You may be thinking, what are the bonus fighters? I thought that it was an 8-man tournament, and it is. It's an 8-man tournament across 4 weight classes, so there's going to be 32 fighters in the tournament, but there's actually going to be some fighters that aren't competing in the tournament that will still be fighting on the fight cards, and these guys are the ones that I'm going to be talking about today. So there's going to be 2 days of fight cards, and it's going to be 1 fight on each card, which gets really confusing because I've actually got 5 names in front of me right now, so it does get quite confusing. So maybe there's going to be more than 1 non-tournament bout on each fight, but if you read my little article and you don't know what Road to UFC is, I definitely recommend reading Road to UFC, my Road to UFC article anyway. But let's have a look. So what I said, alongside these tournament bouts, there will be 1 bonus fight, a fight on the card that is not a part of the tournament. These fights can be compared to Dana White's Contender Series, where the winner of the fight may receive a UFC contract. This fight is most likely to take place in a weight division that is not in the tournament. And as I said, there is already 1 confirmed fighter for one of these non-tournament bouts, Zhang Min Yang, who is 15-6 and is a Chinese fighter in the light heavyweight division. His opponent is unknown as I wrote the article. His opponent is unknown as I record the video. So here's a little bit of a confusing situation to kind of throw myself in. I said in my article there's actually going to be 1 bonus fight per card. There may be more. But what I've got is I've got 4 welterweight fighters, so that's 2 welterweight fights, but 1 for each card. But then I've got 1 light heavyweight fighter, which I did get from a pretty reliable source at MMA Ecosystem on Instagram, called Yang Zhang, and he doesn't have an opponent. So maybe Yang Zhang has actually just been signed directly to the UFC, and we're only going to be seeing 2 welterweight fights, but I'm going to be talking about this anyway. So let's have a look at the welterweight fighters that we do have. We've got Han Seol Kim, who is 12-4 from South Korea. We've got Pawan Mansinge, who is 7-2 from India. We have John Adaja, who is 6-1 from the Philippines, and we have Yusako Kinoshita, who is 4-1 from Japan. So that's the welterweight fighters. The light heavyweight fighter I'm talking about is Yang Zhang, 15-6 record, and he's from China, and he is on a crazy win streak right now. In fact, he's on a 4-fight first round KO streak, actually a 5-fight first round KO streak, a 8-fight first round finish streak. Like, this guy is absolutely insane. I feel like maybe the UFC have just signed him directly to the UFC instead of putting him in the Road to UFC bonus fights like I originally thought. That's what I'm going to assume. Maybe Yang Zhang's just been signed directly to the roster. He was meant to be fighting in one of these non-tournament bouts though, but now we've got 4 welterweight fighters. I'm a little bit confused, so maybe we're only going to be seeing 2 welterweight fights. So let's just move on. Han Seol Kim, 12-4, the most experienced of all the welterweight fighters, and he is on a 2-fight win streak. From Double GFC, he's got a win over Seok Hyun Ko, who was 7-1 most recently, and he knocked him out in just a little bit over a minute. So he's got power in the hands. He's also got a couple more first round KOs, another first round KO there, first minute KO in the second round, first minute KO pretty much in the first round. But this guy's got power in the hands. Pretty good prospect, I'd say, from South Korea. Pawan Mansinge, one of the 2 or 3 Indian fighters, I believe, on the entire roster, and he does have a couple of very good wins on his record. Most recently, he recently did beat Jason Ramesh Solomon by wrist dislocation. That sounds disgusting, but he did have a split draw to Sandeep Kumar Dahia, who was 14-4 at the time, and then they rematched a little bit later, and he did come away with the decision win. So actually, that Jason Ramesh Solomon was actually a rematch, and he won that rematch. So I didn't actually realize that until now. I'm a bit of an idiot sometimes, and he does have a 1-fight amateur career as well, which didn't go his way. But since then, he's gone on a little bit of a win streak, I guess you could say. You could call it a 3-fight win streak. You could call it a 4-fight win loseless streak, I guess you could say. But probably a pretty good prospect for the welterweight division if he is to win his fight. John Adaja from the Philippines, he's only 25 years old, and he's on a pretty good win streak right now. Apart from the 1 split decision win, he's got all KO wins, it seems. So he's got KO wins, so he's got... I can't speak English. He's got 5 KO wins and he's got 1 split decision win on his record. And he does have a KO loss to Chris Hoffman, who was a lot more experienced than him at the time. Probably a pretty good prospect to keep a look at. He's probably got a great stand-up game as well. And I would be looking out for his KO power coming up. And Yusako Kinoshita, he is only 4-1. He is only 21 years old, but he's fought in both. I think he's fought in Ryzen in the past. Yes, he has. He lost his last fight in Ryzen to Ryuchito Sumanura, who was 18-7 at the time, but all of his wins apart from that have been taking place in Pancrase and Deep, 2 pretty good Asian promotions. I believe Deep is pretty big in Japan, and he went 5-0 as an amateur. I have heard from that his fight with Ashihiro Murayama is obviously confirmed, but that is actually, I believe, happening right as I record the video. So hopefully he does win this fight, because then when he goes into the tournament he will be 5-1, or not the tournament, but his bonus fight he will be 5-1. I have heard that he's in there, so that's 4 welterweight fighters. So we've got 2 welterweight fights. Though it doesn't really matter how it goes. These guys will be fighting each other at some point. So Hansel Kim might be fighting Yusaku Kinoshita, Jonah Jaja might be fighting Pawan Mansinge. It might even go like this or like this. Like, you don't know what's going to happen, man. But the point is, these guys will be fighting in a bonus fight on also the Road to UFC card. Yang Zhang, I feel like maybe they're going to find a light heavyweight opponent for him. Maybe they're going to find 3 light heavyweight opponents, and they're going to have two fights on 2 bonus fights on the card. But that's all the information that I have for now. This is the whole roster that I have. I will be posting my roster in the pinned comments of all of my videos as well. But yeah, this is just all of the information that I've gathered over the past couple of days of all the information coming out. So hopefully you guys like the video. If you like the whole series that I just did, please leave a like and a comment, and subscribe as well if you want to see more, because I do believe I'm the #1 news source for Road to UFC on YouTube right now.